What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. It is official that Dembele did end up winning the Balon D'or the day of yesterday. I know this is coming a day late, but I did have to take a day to be able to process that. And even right now saying it, it is still kind of weird to say that Dembele is the Balon D'or winner. So we do need to talk about that along with the ratings of the top 30 in the Balon d'Or and the Balon d'Or listings, which I do have to say that is something in itself, along with Dembele winning the Balon d'Or. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into all of that. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Your guys' support truly does mean a lot to me and goes a long way in helping out this channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the Balon d'Or Dembele won and the ratings that we did see as well. So if you were to tell me in 2021 or 2022 that Dembele would win the Balon d'Or ahead of the likes of Mbappe and Erling Haaland, I would say you'd be smoking a good one, or you'd be on something. Even though he was playing for Barca at the time, he's a former Barca player, I would just say you're crazy to be saying that. But here in 2025, it is official that Dembele is the Balon d'Or winner, and it is still just crazy to say. And the thing is, it's not even because he didn't deserve it or anything like that. I definitely do think that the Balon d'Or rating was in between Rafinha and Dembele. And of course, with Dembele winning the Champions League and basically completing the quadruple with PSG after the good season he had, I do think that he was going to win the Balon d'Or. And he also did have the stats to back it up as well. Looks like right here he had 33 goals and 13 assists all of last season. And he did come in clutch for PSG, especially in certain matches, like the match against Liverpool, the match against Inter Milan, where he had a really good match. And winning the Champions League, that just secured it for him. So I say it's crazy that Dembele won the Balon d'Or, mainly because if you really think about it in the grand scale of things, he won a trophy that the likes of Neymar, Suarez, Lewandowski, Xavi, Iniesta, Erling Haaland, Mbappe, who else? He won a trophy that all of these great players couldn't win, but here we have Ousmane Dembele winning the Balon d'Or in 2025 before even Mbappe or Erling Haaland. And that's crazy to think. It really is crazy to think. I mean, like I did say, Dembele, he most definitely did their service. So all congratulations to Dembele and everything that he did achieve with PSG and so forth. You have to give props where props is due. I do think that Balon d'Or was going to be between Dembele and Rafinha, and it was all because of the Champions League that Dembele did end up winning the Balon d'Or, which makes complete sense. But Rafinha, he did have an impressive season with Barca, of course. He did complete the domestic treble. He did have pretty good stats as well in terms of goals and assists. Let me see, because Rafinha, he had 34 goals and 22 assists, but he wasn't involved in the Champions League final. He was this close to being involved in that, if it wasn't for, Barcelona fumbling against Inter Milan, but it is what it is. But Rafinha, he did have pretty impressive games as well. He had impressive games against the likes of Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, even if it wasn't for that Acerbi goal and the goal from Fratesi, they would have been in the Champions League final against PSG. And Rafinha also did dominate Madrid all of last year, and he did come in clutch for the most part in last season, especially during the beginning of the season. Not so much towards the end. At times, he did end up disappearing towards the end. but he did do good overall in the season. So it's just crazy to me that Rafinha is ranked 5th. With all of that being said, because how do you have Rafinha ranked 5th after that great season that he had? Yeah, Rafinha, who's ranked 5th. You have Salah, who's ahead of him, who, granted, Salah, he did have a good season with Liverpool. He obviously did win the Premier League with Liverpool, and he did win his individual accolades and so forth for being one of the best players in the Premier League. But when it comes to the big moments, Salah did end up disappearing. Specifically talking about the Champions League, he did end up disappearing in the Champions League, unlike Rafinha or Dembele. So I don't understand how Salah was ranked higher than him. And I would even say Vitinha. I mean, granted, Vitinha, he also is in PSG. He did end up winning the quadruple with him and so forth. Important player for PSG, but it's just crazy to think that you have Salah and Vitinha ahead of Rafinha. That was crazy in itself. And then you had, let me see, Hakimi, 6th place. I do think that was pretty justified. Also, he is a quadruple runner with PSG as well. He is in the PSG squad, of course. I do think he was a pretty important player for PSG overall in terms of, attacking threat and also defensively. Who knows how PSG would have been without him. Mbappe, he did finish 7th, which I do think is pretty fair. In Mbappe's bad season, he ended up having over 40 plus goal contribution, which is pretty crazy to say on his bad season, granted, his first season with Real Madrid. So that was pretty fair. What I didn't understand and still just trips me out is how Cole Palmer is an 8th. I just don't see it. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. Now, I don't fully keep up with the Premier League or a lot of these teams. I do try to keep up as much as I can, but it is hard. Granted, all the matches, everything, and so forth that is played. But Cole Palmer, aside from the Club World Cup, what really did Cole Palmer do throughout the season? I mean, Chelsea, I don't think they were even in any sort of European competition. They most definitely were competing for the Premier League last year, as just Liverpool dominating the Premier League. So what really did Cole Palmer do aside from the Club World Cup? Granted, he had a good tournament. He had a really good match against PSG in that dominant win over them. But I don't think that 1 or 2 matches should give you that high of a ranking when it comes to the Balon d'Or rankings. I mean, anything after Ousmane Dembele shouldn't really matter, but still, when I saw this list in general and saw the likes of Rafinha in 5th, Cole Palmer in 8th, and I'm still going to get onto the rest of the list, I was just baffled. Like, what is this list? What is going on? I mean, maybe the people that are voting for the Balon d'Or are like me. They probably only watch the big matches, don't even pay all that much attention, but still I don't know. Anyways, there's still a lot to go over when it comes to this Balon d'Or list, so let's go ahead and keep moving. I mean, Donnarumma in 9th. He was a part of that PSG squad. Nuno Mendes in 10th. Pedri 11th, which... How do you have Pedri ranked so low? That's what I truly don't understand. In my opinion, I do think Pedri is a better midfielder than Vitinha. I'll go ahead and say it right now. People could debate me. They could say whatever they want. I know Vitinha, he did win the quadruple with PSG, won the Champions League with him, and so forth. But there is nothing that Vitinha does better that Pedri can't do. I mean, Barca without Pedri would look like a completely different squad altogether. And just the way Pedri is able to influence and dominate games all on his own, and the ability he brings to the squad is crazy. I mean, I'm not sure if you could say the same for Vitinha when it comes to PSG. Granted, I'm not saying that Vitinha is a bad player at all. I'm not saying that. I do think that he is one of the best midfielders in the world, but I just don't think that he is an overall better player than Pedri, and should be, or at least he shouldn't even be ranked that low in the Balon d'Or rankings. To have Pedri ranked at 11th behind Cole Palmer, for me, I just couldn't grasp that. Along with most of these Balon d'Or rankings, which I just thought was crazy. I mean, yeah, Kvaratskhelia in 12, who I know he really made an impact, mainly in the second half of the season for PSG. But, you know, he was a really important piece, and I don't think Kvaratskhelia should be ranked that low either. And then it's just crazy. I mean, you have the likes of Dumfries and Rice in the top 30. I mean, you have those two over the likes of, I mean, Fede Valverde, Gravenberch, Jules Koundé. You cannot tell me that those two are better than those players right there that I just named. I mean, just because of two good matches that they did have, Declan Rice against Real Madrid, you know, with those two banger of free kicks, that got him a spot in the top 30. I mean, other than that, though, what did he really accomplish when it came to to Arsenal, if anything? I mean, some people, they're gonna say like, oh, but you don't see him play and so forth. And granted, I'm not gonna say that, you know, I do see every match, but it's just like, that's crazy. And then to have Dumfries too also in the top 30, I mean, just for two good matches that he did have against Barcelona. Like I did say for Cole Palmer, it shouldn't be one or two matches that defines a player when it comes to these Ballon d'Or rankings. I mean, you really do have to see a player week in, week out to see how much of an influence, how important they are, and just how good of a player they could be. Because sometimes when it comes to stats could be really deceiving in terms of that. I mean, stats when it comes to the modern game, it isn't everything. And I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, how I would rank the top 30 Ballon d'Or, it's hard to say, honestly, because like I said, when it comes to ranking the best players in Europe, it is a lot to keep up with. A lot of teams, a lot of players, a lot of matches. And in all reality, for the most part, most people don't really have too much time for that. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, I would just say congratulations to Ousmane Dembele. All props to him. I mean, Lamine Yamal to be ranked second in the Ballon d'Or rankings at 17 years old is just insane. He did end up winning the Copa Trophy at least, which, I mean, all props to him. He really did deserve it, considering just how well he performed for a 17-year-old, now 18 years old. It's just crazy to see. But you guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments below of what you guys thought of these Balon D'or rankings. What do you guys think of Ousmane Dembele winning the Balon d'Or ahead of Rafinha? What did you think of Rafinha's rating, Pedri's rating, Vitinha's rating, Salah's rating? What do you think of the list overall? Would you have made the list differently rather than what it is? Rather than what we've seen? You guys let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. For those of you guys that did tune into this video, I really do appreciate you guys' support. It does go a long way in helping out this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.